Hey guys, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about recovering from a manic episode.
I was recently released from the psych ward. It's almost been a week out of the ward, and the adjustment's been pretty smooth. I saw my therapist yesterday, and I'm going to see my psychiatrist today. Part of getting out is they want you to meet with your psychiatrist within 7 days, and I think that's just to make the adjustment period smoother. You actually visited me in the psych ward, which was nice.
Yeah, I did.
We walked some laps. And
what kind of things are you doing right now to clean up your manic episode or to get healthy again? Because I don't know about you, for me, when I've been manic and I come down from my mania and I realize that all the things I said, all the things I did, it can be really depressing, and I can crash really hard really quickly. And like I've noticed for you, like you haven't crashed.
Yeah,
so I'm really
I haven't crashed,
happy
yet. But what's been helping me, I've gotten back into yoga, working out a little bit, trying to eat healthier. Because one of the things they taught us in the psych ward was that food can be like a medication itself. You know, getting good nutrition can be helpful. I've cleaned up my sleep schedule, so I'm going to bed before midnight and waking up before 8. And that's been really helpful. Instead of going to bed at like 3 a.m. and waking up at 1 p.m., it's just helps me get a better start on the day. So
Didn't you say you were looking for a job?
Yeah, I'm looking for a job. I just need structure. You know what I mean? I mean, the psych ward is as boring as it is. At least it provides structure. You know, like we did. Beaded some bracelets. We made chocolate chip muffins.
Bracelet.
Yeah, this bracelet. I'm proud of this thing. And it's just I know it looks whack, but it's a reminder. It's a reminder of what I don't want to go back to. Sort of. You know, it's like if I ever think of making a bad decision, I just look at this bracelet and think like, oh no, I don't want to do any more beading bracelet classes. I've beaded enough bracelets for a lifetime. I'm open about where I was. You know, I don't just say I was in the hospital. I say I was in the psych ward, and sometimes that takes people off, you know, kilter
like,
a little bit. Yeah, like I went to the Apple store, and the genius who was helping me unlock my phone just asked how I was doing, and I said, you know, I just got out of the hospital. And he's like, well, why were you in the hospital? I was like, well, I was in the psych ward. And then he just kind of backed up. He was like, whoa, you know, he helped me a little bit more after I told him that. I think he's like, I'm dealing with a crazy motherfucker. So it can be to your benefit, you know.
It's actually really funny he mentions that, because recently I was cutting a friend of mine's hair, and her mother-in-law wanted a haircut too, so I was cutting her hair, and you know, she was just asking me questions, and it came up that I have bipolar disorder, and I just straight up started talking about it, and she kind of at first was like, you know, like a little bit freaked out, but then as the conversation went on, she was like interested, and we had a really great conversation about it. But yeah, definitely people, I think it's getting better, but when people first find out you have a mental illness, or when you just, I mean, Brian and I are probably more open than most. We just are very like blunt about it. I think that people, they first hear it, they're kind of shocked, or you know, you can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their facial expression that they're like,
yeah,
you know,
because they don't quite understand. I mean, they maybe heard the phrase, you know, bipolar. They don't really know what it means. And with like being bipolar, you know, it doesn't mean you're always sick. You know, when you're manic, you're a little bit sick. When you're depressed, you're a little bit sick. But when you're stable, as I feel now, you know, for the most part, maybe a little, you know, still getting all those meds straightened
stable.
out.
I think
stable,
you're good.
You know, I can
thought
sit.
He was good before he went in. You know,
I know what I don't know why I went in. No, I'm just kidding.
I supported him going in. You know, he
Yeah.
mostly went in to get his medications checked out and just to be in a safe place while he's getting things squared away with his meds.
And my psychiatrist sort of said, like, I need you to go in there to continue to treat you. And I was like, I like this psychiatrist. I don't want to lose him, so I'll take his advice, you know. And I don't want to go in there involuntarily. It's way better to go in by choice. You know, there were some people in there involuntarily, and they were looking at like 90-day stays, and holy shit, I can't imagine being in that place for 90 days. 7 days was enough. Now I'm at a point where I feel stable. I'm looking for a job. You know, Megan's doing great with her channel and everything, and we're both kind of stable, so we can just have fun together.
So,
And
do you feel embarrassed at all that you went to the psych ward? Like, is that embarrassing for you, or do you not care?
I'm a little embarrassed about it, because sometimes like old people be like, "Oh, you were in the funny farm," or like the loony bin, the funny farm or the loony bin, or as I've called it, the pajama party. And
the funny farm, I've never.
I'm just
heard of
open
that.
about it because like there were some pretty normal people in there too. Normal people go in there to get help with like major depressive disorder, and they're just getting their meds right. So there's no shame in going to the psych ward, just like there's no shame in going to the ER if you like break your leg or something. You get treatment. So, but I'm not happy to have gone, but I'm happy to be out, and it's a good resource for me, I guess, if I need it. So
it was fun for me to go in there and talk to the other patients.
Just got to see how they're doing.
Well, that's what I love about the psych ward is
there's no filter. There's no filter.
People are just real, 100%
People keep it real.
And I love that. And it felt good for me to go, not only to visit Brian and to support him and to, interact with the patients and stuff, but also to recognize like how far I've come. Because when I went to this particular psych ward, I remember I had flashbacks when I was in there, and I was like, things I had forgotten about. I was like, oh my God, when I was in here, they had like a baby doll, like literally a baby doll, and I would like carry it around with me everywhere. And I thought it was real. Like, it's like, again, we've talked about, we have to laugh about it, but like, that shit's not really funny, but like, because I really thought the baby was real.
Yeah, well,
I was sick.
You were sick. You're healthy
really
now.
Sick.
When we're sick, our minds can play tricks on us, and things that aren't real can seem real. So I think, I'm just happy you're doing so well now.
Thank you. Yeah, it's awesome.
And thanks for visiting me. And,
of course.
The thing is, like, the patients, like, everyone in there is so honest, like I just said, like, the first thing my roommate told me, he's like, I'm in here for streaking. And I was like, okay, man, like, well, as long as you keep your clothes on around me in this room, we're good, And then gave me his number on the way out. I was like, I'm good, man. I'm not into streaking. Yeah, that's the thing. You like you form some pretty like intimate relationships because you have nothing but time, and then you leave, and it's like peace. Ain't never talking to any of these people again.
Right.
For my own health.
So, Brian, in your opinion and your experience, what are ways in which your family and your friends can help you the best to recover from your manic episode? Probably not by, like, reminding you of it.
Yeah, probably not by reminding me of it or, giving me the side eye like, ooh, you seem a little bit up, you seem a little bit, angry, or you seem a little bit, I hate the word manic. If anybody mentions the word, you seem a little I hate that word. I'd rather them just say, you seem a little elevated or something. But what can my friends and family do? My best friend from high school has been really reaching out to me and encouraging me to get a job and suggesting places to apply to. I want to eventually move in with him in Everett, so he's trying to help me. My mom has been nothing but an angel with helping me manage all the medications I'm on and encouraging me to like just get to sleep and wake up at a good time. And
the biggest thing is reducing stress. Family and friends, the best thing we can do is reducing stress. Like, I'd say for me, like, if people pick fights with me or get me to engage in arguments, like, that's only going to make the situation worse. So whatever you can do when you're helping a friend or family member recover from a manic episode is like, keep it light, keep the stress really low, and don't throw shade or like negative memories in that person's face. Because trust me, we beat ourselves up enough. We don't need nobody to like come in and be like, hey, like, remember when you were carrying around that baby doll and you thought it was real?
Well, now I'm gonna make fun of you for that. No, I'm just kidding. But
like, imagine if like someone breaks their leg and you put a stick out and trip them when their leg's already broken. It's like, we're already sick, we're already recovering from a manic episode. Like, don't poke the bear.
Help us. I'm my own worst critic for sure, and I've done some shit in manic episodes that I regret fully, but I wasn't myself. And that's the confusing thing. It's like when I'm manic, when I'm at a 12 out of 10, I'm not Brian anymore. I become something else. And then so to be judged for that behavior, then when I become like normal again, it can kind of hurt because it's like, I don't identify with what I did, but I can't deny that I did it. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
confusing.
the
I don't know.
worst.
It's kind of a confusing thing.
It's the worst to remember, to have flashbacks of the way that you acted and the things that you've said. And for me, in my experience, it happens slowly over time. Even a year, I remember things that I haven't thought about since the manic episode occurred, and it's like a knife to your stomach. It's just like the worst feeling. So
yeah, I mean, I'm still dealing with things I did a year and a half ago, and it sucks for it to come up and for me to remember it. With Facebook, you know, I posted some very embarrassing, over the top, like grandiose, delusional bullshit on Facebook when I'm manic. So if it comes up in my memories, I'll just delete it and just like erase it because I don't want any part of that shit.
I did the same thing. I had to delete everything. I don't even have a Facebook.
Yeah,
This
okay, smart. Yeah,
this fucking memories bullshit. Fuck that.
I know. Facebook's like, fuck you. You want to remember some shit you did 3 years ago that you're trying to forget? Okay, well, do you want to repost it? It's like, no, the last thing I want to do is repost it. Can you just delete it?
Forever.
Forever? Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching this video on how to recover from a manic episode, our experiences, our thoughts. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video.